Hello and welcome to Thoughtful Thursday. I'm Amy,
I'm Amber.
and today we're going to ask the question, what is love? So I'm intrigued at how there are so many different ways people can think about love, but I love how the Bible goes about it because there's a plethora of information about just this one word,
Yeah.
which is more than what you think. But we'll get back to that here in just a moment. We're getting thoughtful with you. See you here soon, maybe. All right, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Good to have you here.
Thank you. Thanks for asking.
It is great because I got to see Hudson not so
Yes.
long ago. He got
Yes.
to help be part of this, and so I'm excited to see where we can talk because
Yes.
Hudson's fun, but I think you might get a little deeper information and deeper
I
into the
probably won't
Bible.
ask you to start a YouTube channel about Minecraft with me. So,
Well, yeah, that's understandable, but hey, it was fun.
yeah.
So, what is love? That is where we have put it on today. So, what is the love of Christ? What is this all about? All those fun questions that people start with when they're beginning to be a Christian, when they're been a Christian most of their life, that still comes up. So, what is love to you?
Um, I don't know. I got a book recently that was gifted by a friend, and it's called What is God Like? And it's a children's book, and I've read it, and it's one of Beckett's current favorite books. And at the very end of it, it's kind of like, and I had to write it down, but I think, love is what is God.
Mm-hmm.
That feeling. And so it's when you feel the safest, when you feel the most seen and um, brave, all of those things. Like I think that's really what love is.
Absolutely. Yeah, and like technically you can go in and First Corinthians 13.
Right, I
That's
wrote that's like the cliche.
that is the love chapter. And so
Yeah,
okay, yeah, you sit here, you get out your Bible, you flip
right.
to that one, and that's going to tell you what love is.
Yeah,
But then it's like you get to the end of it sometimes I'm like, all right, now what?
yeah,
And so that's where like I came across and it's like I went to Corinthians and the end of it verse 13 in chapter 13 says, and now these three remain: faith, hope, and love, but the greatest of these is love. Okay, so love remains. That's the big thing. So then I went, okay, you tie things together. I tie in First John and chapter 3 verse 16. It says, this is how we know what love is: Christ Jesus laid down his life for us,
yeah.
and we ought to lay down our lives for our brothers and sisters. And so I'm like, that to me is okay, culminating point. The love that you shared just to to give your life for someone else, whether that's for everyone else because that's what Jesus did, or in that moment where you have to make that crucial decision to protect someone else, to do something that is life-giving for someone else.
Yeah.
That is that moment. And so where does that resonate with you?
It's interesting because I mean, I also wrote that down, and that is, how do you know that you love someone? Well, I would give my life for someone that I love.
Mm-hmm.
But we're supposed to do that for everybody.
Yes.
And I can't imagine doing that for a stranger
Mm-hmm.
or maybe someone that I'm not so crazy about, So I don't know. I almost feel like love is just like it's just unimaginable
Mm-hmm.
because like for us like on earth really I really don't think that we can grasp that and not even like giving his life but giving his son's life like I would like I there was never be a time that I would sacrifice one of my children
Mm-hmm.
for something
Mm-hmm.
um Yeah, I don't know.
But
It's just weird to me.
yeah, oh yes, exactly. And like you bring up a great point is because God gave his son for us. And so that I'm like, oh, oh man, I have three boys. I have like what that existential question that I think that's the right word. That people come up with is, would you give up the life of this child to cure cancer, all of cancer? I was like, innocent child, all of cancer. And how can
Yeah.
you come to that point where you can say, yeah, sure. But that's a that's an odd deep question because that's just cancer. With Jesus, it was the actual life of everyone.
Yeah.
And so that's a bigger one that, okay, yes, he did it. I'm thankful I don't have to do it.
Right.
But that is the love behind it. It's like, okay, I can give this up for all of you, everything, every single one of you. And I'm in awe of that. That's so like you were saying that it's bigger than what we can even imagine.
Yeah.
So as you take those moments and you figure those things out, that love, it's an unconditional love,
Yeah.
right? So what is there something that helps remind you of that love as you go through your day?
Um, I don't know. I mean, one of the things, maybe we'll get to that,
Mm.
is what describe love in 5 words. And
Mm-hmm.
I've been thinking about it since you emailed me, and I was like, I can't. Like, I don't honestly, I don't even know if I could describe it in 1 or 500. Like, it's like a and that's where I was like, well, what is love? Love is like I love my children, I love my family, I love my close friend. Like I have this love,
Mm-hmm.
but do I love them more that, that like that sacrifice? Like really, I
Mm-hmm.
think that
Mm-hmm.
love, maybe if it was in one word, it would have to be sacrifice.
That is an amazing word to put on it. But yeah, bringing it down to five words. I'm like, yeah, love.
Right?
Here's
Like,
my Bible. This
yeah.
is what it says. That is where love is.
Yeah. Can I say
But
God? Is that too easy of a, like, is that like phoning out of,
yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, okay, even with the love, like when they talk about love and marriage, where the husband departs from his parents to be joined with his wife as one flesh, and so okay, that's a love, but it's a different form of, like, it is love. It is still there, but
it's
it
just a
seems
different type.
it's a
Yeah.
different type of love. It's still the culmination of this is love. It's this little corner over here.
Yeah.
And so there's so many facets to it because it's patient, it's kind, it's humble. And so bringing all those together into that. So what is the love of Christ in that whole facet? It's all of him, or what is something that pinpoints it for you, maybe?
I mean, I think it really is just all of those things. I mean, and then things that like I can't even come up with a word for,
Mm-hmm.
a neighbor of ours we're kind of helping take care of, and you know, it's his wife is on hospice, and he said to me the other night, he was like, everyone is just like, is he not sad enough? Is he not crying? Like why? And do I need to like start? Like I don't know what to do. Because it's not like showing that I don't love my wife or that I'm not sad. But we also know that she's not going to be in pain, and
Mm-hmm.
she is going to just feel, no, like just all of the great emotions that like we feel here, but like even amplified by so much more that we can't even imagine. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it's just, I think it's just all of those things, like kindness and I think sacrifice probably is like the best described word I would think of, because not just your life, but maybe your time or your talents, your treasures, all of those things that
Mm-hmm.
you're sacrificing them for, you know. Love.
Yeah, yeah. I love that. And describing like how someone. Okay, yes, he's been through grief. He's been through this, but he's processed to it the point that it's like, okay, there is something greater beyond this.
Yeah.
We're gonna get there, and she's gonna be whole again, and
Yeah.
that's gonna be the amazing love that is upon her at that moment, and that is amazing, and that will be her moment, and he will get to see it at some point, hopefully.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
And so that's the goal of bringing everybody together. And so that's where I brought all of mine down, and I came down to Luke 10. And in chapter 10 is the story of the Good Samaritan.
Yes.
Where you get the guys that go past
him, they're
past
ignoring
him on the
him
road,
because
ignoring
he's
him.
just, yeah.
And then you have the Samaritan that helps the guy out, and he leaves them somewhere with extra cash and saying, "Hey, take care of him. And then if you need more when I get back, I'll pay for it. Not a problem." And so that's the Good Samaritan. But at the end, Jesus says this one short little line, and it is one of my favorites. It says, "Go and do likewise." It's like, okay, that's my mission. That's my goal. Is to go and be like the Samaritan. Be able to take care of whoever it is. And it may not be, okay, yes, I'm going to pay for your room and board and that type of stuff to make sure that you're safe. But it's also part of being just there for them, listening,
Yeah.
and that type of thing. So it's how that love is given. You have something else you
I
were
was
thinking?
thinking of something that I was reading, and I
Mhm.
wonder if I just didn't write it down. And so now I'm kind of annoyed. This is how prepared I was for
Hey,
this.
this is my book of
So
everything,
I
so
just
no
need to
worries.
do a better job.
Uh-oh.
We have a
Huh?
celebration.
We're
Ooh,
celebrating
we're
today too,
celebrating.
It's
apparently.
Elizabeth's birthday.
It is Elizabeth's birthday.
So we brought cookies to Frost.
Why are you laughing so hard?
Wait, come in. We have all the supplies. Come in. We brought knives. Karen brought us knives. She brought frosting.
Derek's handing
We
us
brought
stuff.
cookies.
Are we frosting these for you?
Oh, yes.
Yes. This is a service.
Karen and Derek.
Interesting.
hello
We're
to
being.
No, they're not in the frame.
They don't want to come around and say hi.
I feel like they
apparently.
need to at this point. Like
Yes.
you can't just like hover
You're part
around.
of this. Come here.
Come get a plate and a cookie.
Come get a birthday cookie.
What? Like I'm dying. Because I don't know what.
Everybody, we got cookies. We got some frosting.
I hope this is the best thoughtful Thursday you've had so
Absolutely.
far.
Anyone's had cookies.
We
No
had
dessert.
surprise cookies and happy birthday,
And
Elizabeth.
happy birthday, Elizabeth.
So that is awesome, and yeah, we got to share exactly. Thank you, Caitlin. I'm gonna sign off. We'll talk about this more next
Happy
week.
birthday,
Thank
Elizabeth.